Welcome back, everybody, to the Have You Heard podcast, the only music podcast where we talk about the music that we've all listened to. I'm Pablo.
I'm Nathan.
And today, guys, we got... I don't know if it's really special. It's just an episode.
Yep.
We got an episode.
Yep.
So, Nathan, have you heard Playboi Carti by Playboi Carti?
Have I heard of Playboi Carti by Playboi Carti? Of course I've heard of Playboi Carti by Playboi Carti.
Of course. That's excellent. All right. So, history time. Jesus Christ. Playboi Carti, commonly referred to as self-titled, is the eponymous debut mixtape by American rapper Playboi Carti, released on April 14th, 2017. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck eponymous means. I thought that was funny. I read that and I was a little confused. Eponymous, of a person giving their name to something. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, what dick rider wrote this? Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. Did it release? Okay, no, it didn't. All right, so yeah. Supported by 3 singles. Blah 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 blah. Didn't ask, no one cares. Plus, you're white.
Based.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really think there's much else to say. Like always, or not like always, like we've usually been doing, we're just gonna kind of look at it as a whole because not really too much to talk about song per song. So, I'll start. This was kind of the first, maybe not the very first, but one of the first entire full, I guess, debut. I would assume it's first. I'm sure he had singles here and there that don't really give a shit about, but this was kind of his first big break. And I hear a lot of pretty, I don't know, good praise about this mixtape, even to this day. Whenever it's like it was April was its anniversary of it coming out, and I feel like I saw a lot of people being like, "This shit changed my life," and I don't, very possible chance that they're joking, but I don't know. I guess it really might have changed trap music a lot. I wouldn't know because I don't care. I guess trap music at the time would have been like Travis Scott. This is definitely very different from something that he would do, I feel like.
Yeah.
But overall, I'll be honest, this just, I mean, it's a good debut, but I don't think it really holds up that well nowadays. You have anything you want to say before we kind of delve deeper?
Well, I haven't really heard much about this. Like, I don't hear any news. And you said April was
Yeah.
the 5-year anniversary?
5? Yeah, it would have been 5 years.
Yeah. Do people like post that on like social media? I don't see anything about this album.
Not like people you would know, like Instagram pages that talk about like fucking music and shit that I follow, not just like, Joey
People,
from down the street. Like,
oh, Joey.
Oh, Joey. We all know him. We definitely live on the same street.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about this, but definitely when I dove into all the different songs, I definitely got a little trip down memory lane from like 2017 or 18. That's when all this stuff was being played around for like memes and shit.
So I guess we'll just go into it, shall we? I'm looking at his awards and nominations right now. I'm surprised by how little he's been nominated for stuff. It's
kind of little or how much?
Little, only 4 total. And this mixtape we're talking about today was nominated for Best Mixtape by BET.
I see. Well, there's this, and then there was Whole Lot of Red, which people literally nicknamed Whole Lot of Shit. I remember that being a fucking trend. Playboi picks himself up, but yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's just talk about the mixtape then. Overall, it leaves me wanting more. Maybe not, that's not true. It leaves me wanting more from Carti, but not more of this specifically. Maybe it's just because I'm already familiar with Carti's other work. Um, that I'm like, I know that this could be better. Songs like Location and Magnolia kind of offer this ethereal sounding, futuristic kind of floaty sound. And I think it's good, but I think it's only good on songs like that. I feel like a lot of other songs on this project kind of try to work with that and just don't really hit the same effect of them. And overall, this entire project just kind of leaves me not really feeling anything. It just kind of leaves me. I think that's a good way to put it. Songs don't really mesh together. I think they all have their own unique sound. But if you put them all in front of me and was like, label them all, don't think I'd be able to do that really. I feel like a lot of them are just kind of a bit boring. And of course there's the obvious elephant in the room of, well, I don't really like trap music that much, so perhaps this isn't really my place to say it. But I feel like it's just this specific type of trap music. I really like Die Lit, honestly. Whole Lotta Red I'm also a bit of a fan of. It's just this. I just don't fully get it. I feel like if I was into music in 2017, I wouldn't really get the appeal of this. And I would just, like I said, I'd be wanting to see more from Carti, but not more like this. That being said, there's still quite a few standout tracks on here. Namely, I'll say Location, Magnolia, Woke Up Like This, New Choppa. Flex is pretty good. I just never fucking remember how it goes. I really like Yamin too. Mostly just because I think it's a little goofy, but I think it's funny. I don't know if you caught on to this, but the lyrics are something like money sitting tall, Yamin. But the way he says it, it sounds like he says Yao Ming, who's a basketball player and he's tall. Get it? Because he's saying he's standing on his money, so he's tall.
Because his money tall, yeah.
Because he's tall now. Yeah.
I get.
I think that's just a little goofy. I think it's a little silly, little goofy little line, but I think it's cute. But there's also songs on here that I'm just like, why do you exist? Namely Other Shit, I just think is really just not good. I also don't like.
I was hoping you were gonna say Kelly K too, because there's
I would say there's 4 songs I don't have liked. Half and Half, Other Shit, Kelly K, and Had To. Kelly K and Other Shit, I would say, were the 2 most egregious. And Half and Half, I wasn't like too angry at. I was just like whatever. And Had To, I was just not into. But other than that, the songs I didn't mention, they're just there. That's kind of the issue. There's just nothing really to them that makes me want to come back to them, I guess. They're just it's just kind of a similar situation to something like when we listen to CTV1 or CTV2. It's like there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just the fact that now there's better stuff by both of these respective artists, Jaden and Carti, that I would much rather listen to.
Yeah, that's very well spoken. Yeah, this is kind of like, this was the album for me where like you can experience it once and then like be satisfied and not really have to go back because you already have better things out there. But you kind of listen to it just to like experience it once and then kind of just move on. Maybe give a little, like 1 or 2 songs a little bit of a listen to every once in a while. But for me personally, I don't think I'll come back to this whole album. Maybe a couple songs, but yeah.
No, I completely get that. Honestly, it's just a matter of. I mean, I see it in practice. I listened to this album for the first time probably about a year ago, and it's easily the least listened to Carti album of mine. I think I listened to it once and I was like, that was okay. And then I listened to Die Lit and I was like, yeah, I don't need to listen to that really because this just blows that out of the water. But again, maybe it's just a time thing why I see so many people love it so much, you know? Even with music from years like 2016, which people claim is like the last good year. You know, people love it so much. Again, with an album like Coloring Book or Acid Rap. Maybe right now we're not liking it, but maybe in the moment it was so good that people were just losing their marbles over it. And that's
Right.
why it holds up its name so much in the world. But right now it's just no. That's kind of the thing. I'm just gonna take this as an opportunity to talk shit about Chance the Rapper. It's
Okay.
really different for Chance though, because it's not like he has better music now. It's not like since Coloring Book he's made better music.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, Cardi here, it's just a fact of whatever, you know? Um I don't know, maybe it's just people don't really see this as a whole. There's just a lot of variables really, you know? Cuz you never know how people listen to music. You never know what they're going through when they listen to it. You never understand their perspective of why they're like, this is amazing. So I don't know. Like I said, there's still amazing tracks on here. Namely, I fucking love New Choppa with ASAP Rocky. Maybe it's just because I also love ASAP Rocky, but just that song is just crazy. Um, Location and Magnolia, I feel like are mostly Location. I feel like it's just a bit dated. And it's kind of not that it sounds old, but it's just to me it sounds old because it's been 5 years since it came out. I feel like it's just been overplayed. Um, Woke Up Like This is still awesome. Flex is really good. But like I said, there's just still those are kind of the diamonds in the rough, the needles in the haystack, surrounded by quite a bit of hay and also a couple of pieces of shit. So yeah, you got anything else you want to add? I kind of talked a lot there. If you want to say anything, feel free.
Yeah, the part with Chance the Rapper, I completely understand.
Yes. Let's go
Uh,
back to talking about Chance.
yeah, just let's get a whole episode
Fucking
just
hate
call
that
it
guy.
just
Piece
fuck
of
Chance.
shit. Anything else you want to add, or just we can do our rankings and shit?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I didn't delete the ones from last week. Okay. All right. What do I want to put on here? I think that's going to be number one. Number two, probably going to be. Number three, that's going to be a tough one. Yeah, right. I'm going to go. All right. I'm ready. If you need some more time, I can go first.
I got it, bro.
All right. You can go first.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna do New Chop at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think it's just between Location and Magnolia. I think I'll put Magnolia at 2 and then Location at 1. Unless we're not doing like mainstream stuff. I
No, we
don't
can
know
do
if it
whatever.
matters. Yeah, okay.
All right. Number three, I got Magnolia. Number two, I got Woke Up Like This. And number one, I got New Choppa. So what do we do for our neutral pick? We could do either Magnolia or no, it's just Magnolia or New Choppa. I have New Choppa at 1, you have it at 3, and Magnolia I have it at 3 and you have it at 2. So honestly, I could go either way. Whatever you feel is more. I think Magnolia probably is better pick for this album as a whole. I'm already writing it down. It's already been written down. Okay. All right. With that out of the way, gonna give this mixtape a solid. I'll give it kind of debating between 6 or 7. I'm gonna give it a good ol'. I'll give it a 7. it kept my interest at least. Like I said, there's
Right.
some real needles in the haystack. But there's also some real pieces of shit. But at least it's not too long. The songs that I don't really, excuse me, the songs that I could go either way on aren't awful to the point that I'm gonna be like dreading listening to them. They still keep my interest. So I think that's why it's not gonna be a 6 for me. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7. What about you?
Yeah, nothing's like so bad on here that it kind of like weighs down the other songs as a whole or like the whole album. So I was on the same plane of thought as you, around like a 6 or 7. I was gonna split it in half, 6.5, but to make the end of the season easier, I'll probably just give it a 7 too.
Alrighty. Well then, that is going to be this week's episode of the Have You Heard podcast. I'm Pablo,
I'm Nathan.
and we'll see you guys next week.